The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. Joel 2. Blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord cometh, for it is nigh at hand. A day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and of thick darkness, as the morning spread upon the mountains, a great people and a strong. There hath not been ever the like, neither shall be any more after it, even to the years of many generations. A fire devoureth before them, and behind them a flame burneth. The land is as the Garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness, yea, and nothing shall escape them. The appearance of them is as the appearance of horses, and as horsemen, so shall they run. Like the noise of chariots on the tops of mountains shall they leap, like the noise of a flame of fire that devoureth the stubble, as a strong people set in battle array. Before their face the people shall be much pained, all faces shall gather blackness. They shall run like mighty men, they shall climb the wall like men of war, and they shall march every one on his ways, and they shall not break their ranks, neither shall one thrust another. They shall walk every one in his path, and when they fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded. They shall run to and fro in the city. They shall run upon the wall. They shall climb up upon the houses. They shall enter in at the windows like a thief. The earth shall quake before them. The heavens shall tremble. The sun and the moon shall be dark, and the stars shall withdraw their shining. And the Lord shall utter his voice before his army, for his camp is very great. For he is strong that executeth his word. For the day of the Lord is great and very terrible, and who can abide it? Therefore also now, saith the Lord, turn ye even to me with all your heart, and with fasting, and with weeping, and with mourning, and rend your heart, and not your garments, and turn unto the Lord your God. For he is gracious and merciful, slow to anger, and of great kindness, and repenteth him of the evil. The Lord of hosts mustereth the host of the battle. They come from a far country, from the end of heaven, even the Lord, and the weapons of his indignation to destroy the whole land. Howl ye, for the day of the Lord is at hand. It shall come as a destruction from the Almighty. Therefore shall all hands be faint, and every man's heart shall melt. And there shall be affray, pangs and sorrows shall take hold of them. They shall be in pain as a woman that travaileth. They shall be amazed one at another, their faces shall be as flames. Behold, the day of the Lord cometh, cruel, both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate, and he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it. But the stars of heaven, and the moon shall not cause her light to shine, and I will punish the world for their evil, and the wicked for their iniquity. And I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease, and will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible.
Rawchaa, Yahawashi, Rawchaa, Yahawah, Rawchaa, Yahawah, Rawchaa, Yahawashi.
To the elect of Israel, to the hopeful elect of Israel, you Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians, and the foreign Israelites that look like the other nations scattered across the four corners of the earth. I want to give all praises to Barak Yahawah, Barak Yahawashi. The name of the Heavenly Father is Yahawah in the ancient Hebrew, who everybody ignorantly calls God. Bahasham means in the name of, and Yahawashi is the Holy One of Israel, who is from the tribe of Judah, a so-called Negro who was slain at the foundations of the earth for the salvation of Israel and the elect on this side. So, we want to give all praises to Yahawah Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rawchaa Qadash. The Rawchaa Qadash is the Holy Spirit in the ancient Hebrew. We want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who led me to this truth and been ordained by the Lord to teach the flock how to live, repent, pray, fast, and show forth the Lord's righteousness and mercy, judgment, forgiveness, and wrath to all those who are part of the elect and to the hopeful elect. Lord, wouldn't we part of that number? Lord, wouldn't this be edifying to those who fear the name of the Lord and are striving to show forth the Lord's righteousness every day to the best of their abilities? His judgment always comes to light. Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 5, it is not slack. 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 9 is unto a ring. 2 Esdras chapter 5, verse 42. Water for anybody coming on the comment board, you sincere believers in Yahawah Bahasham, Yahawashi, Yahawah Bahasham, Yahawashi, Barak, Atham. We'll go ahead and get to a lesson. Lord put the spirit on me to deal with. We're going to have some various end time topics. The title is The End of the Smartphone Era is Approaching. And the Pentagon announces final Ukraine aid and various end time topics. So Lord, wouldn't this edify to the flock? Because we're coming into a time, where, basically they're going to do away with cell phones. They're going to do away with the old world as we know it today. And they're trying to basically make you that cell phone, with the mark of the beast. The RFDI chip that you put in your right hand, and then you got Elon Musk doing the Neuralink. That's the forehead, and it's the way you can't buy or sell without this thing. So we know that this era that we're in is closing, and a new era is coming. And that new era that's coming is the tabernacle of King David. 144,000 mighty men, and Yahawashi, who everybody ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, is the leader, and of course his father Yahawah is above him. That's the setup. And then you got the honorable multitude, which is a number that can't be numbered, of believers who cling to that body and come back to the ways of Yahawah Bahasham, Yahawashi. That's who the Bible's for. It's for the elect, because they're the only ones who are going to understand it. So we hope to be at that number. So the end of the smartphone era is approaching. We'll read a little bit. Picture this in a world where smartphones are ambiguous and as wrist watches, Salakia, which means sorry. We're standing on we're basically standing on the, how you say that? I don't want to say that wrong. I haven't heard that word before. Let me go look it up. So I'm curious what this really means. So it says
precipice,
a very steep rock face or cliff, especially a tall one. So basically, it's saying that we're at the peak of a monumental shift. So we're at the like the point of where this thing is really finna kick off. That's what it's saying. The same devices that revolutionize how we communicate, work, and play are now hinting at their own obsolescence. Okay. And we'll look up that word too, obsolescence. There's nothing wrong with looking up words so we can get a better understanding of what they're saying.
Obsolescence.
That's what I thought it meant. The process of becoming obsolete or outdated and no longer used. So that's what we're seeing. We're seeing that the time is coming where there's no longer going to be no cell phones. They want to make you the cell phone so they can control you. That's what's coming. These wicked elites, Amalek, the first descendants of Esau, the so-called white man, who, we know today as the Rothschilds, the big banking companies. Okay, this is what they want to do. So we don't really got to read much more into it. But we're gonna go right here and look at another article, and then we're gonna put in some precepts, some scriptures. So this says cyber expert reveals how Chinese hackers, and in the Bible, China is Moab. In the Bible, which is Moab, hackers could cripple America and turn the hit Leave the World Behind movie nightmare into reality. You'll only know war has begun when the phones go out. See? And there's going to be some people that have already taken the mark of the beast, the Quran. There's some people that's already going to take it. You got some people out here that's today that's already got it. There's a lot of whole foods, them wholesale foods. A lot of people is, scanning their hand to buy their stuff already. There's other videos to get into a drawer. There's already got this stuff. So what happened if they hack, the systems, and the systems go down with all them people with them chips? More than likely they'll fry, damage your brain, do whatever. We don't know. But we know the Lord said that in Revelation chapter 16 that a great sword would fall upon them who had that thing, So that could be a reason why it happens. We don't know exactly how it's going to happen, but we know the Lord's going to do it. And we know things that consist of what's going to happen if you take that thing, leading up to the destruction of America, Babylon the Great, and you being in it from their missiles. So, they're basically saying, if they do it, they saying no phones, no internet, no satellites, no oil tankers, ground planes falling out of the sky, all these kind of things you're going to see. So how much more for somebody who's connected to a digital grid, and you're a cell phone? Like something's going to happen, somebody could just start controlling your ass, because that's what they want, control. So this is why we keep telling Jake over and over again, don't take this thing, Jacob. Because that's who the Bible is talking. Genesis chapter 10, verse 35. So we know that Israel is Jacob. So that's who the Bible is about. It's to Jacob and his descendants. It's not about everybody, And that's what the churches don't want to tell you. The churches tell you, come as you please. Everybody can get in. Everybody can come be as one. But that's not what the Bible teaches. It doesn't teach that. This is a rulership being translated from one to another, and this rulership that we see now is about to be obsolete. Like I said, it's going to no longer exist. It's going to be out of date. So, I've said this before, but, for anybody new that's came across who's actually, interested in, seeking the Lord, the Bible Destruction Group in the 1800s made the Apocrypha. Okay, they not make it, but they took it out of the Bible, 15 books. And this is one of the books that I'm reading from. This is Ecclesiasticus, or it's the book of Sirach, chapter 10, verse 8. And it says, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit. How did the so-called white man get the riches by deceit? How did he get that? Because devil just means deceiver. They deceive the people to making them think that they're the people of the Lord, and not the wicked, and they're the wicked, So how did they get their riches? Through slavery, trafficking. We couldn't have did it. You see Jake, he be out there, he got that lifestyle that he see on the TV. They done got some of the stronger Jakes and got them rapping and selling cars and clothes and money and hoes or whatever. And Jake out there doing that, but where is he getting that stuff from? Where is he getting all them drugs from? How you got somebody in Chicago and, you know, he's a 14-year-old and he got a fully automatic weapon with a scope on it? That's from Esau trafficking all that shit around, you know, because it said the Lord blessed Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, with the sword. Okay. And the modern day sword, the top modern day sword now is what? The intercontinental ballistic missile. You know, when you look in the Bible, Sodom and Gomorrah was destroyed by fire. And this is the new Sodom and Egypt. Like, this is the new place that's going to get destroyed by fire. And the only difference is the Lord made the Smith, which are those modern day Germans. Okay. In the Bible, they're teaming. And they made these missiles. They basically put fire in these canisters. That's all, the only difference. Because the Lord said he was going to destroy the earth by fire this time. You know, the first time he said he was going to do it by water, and he did. And this time he's going to do it by fire, and it's going to be from those missiles, you know. So, like I said, riches got by deceit. The kingdom is translated from one people to another. So it's going to be translated from Esau to Jacob. You know, that's why it talks about in the scriptures, the chief cornerstone, you know, was you know, the builders of of this world. They didn't want the chief cornerstone to rule, which is talking about Yahawashi, who everybody calls Jesus Christ, you know. So you know, he's finna be the head cornerstone. This is that translation that we're seeing in these articles. The Lord is translating rulership of the earth, you know. So we're going to look up this word, you know, translate.
Translate.
To move from one place or condition to another. And right now the earth is being ruled by the wicked. Job 9:24. The earth is given to the hand of the wicked. So it's going to be translated, and the righteous are going to rule. And it says, when the righteous rule, the people rejoice, but when the wicked rule, the people mourn. So even you got Esau, even the so-called white man, the people that's his people is down here suffering and mourning because they getting fucked over, you know. And especially now today, because you got a lot of Edomites, you know, so-called white people. Because white and black wasn't invented until the 1680s. So that's not really what that's saying. Like, that's not really your heritage. If you say you white, no, you're an Edomite. And I'll be looking up articles all the time, and Edomites be talking about, man, I can't have a regular life. I'm working 40 hours a week. I can't handle this, because they used to working less and getting paid a lot more, having easier jobs, living better than everybody else. But now, you know, America, Babylon the Great is running out of that bag. They running out, you know, and that's what we're going to show, that we're going to show this translation through some of these articles. So we're going to put a couple more precepts. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 15. One second. 3 verse 15. All right. And it reads, that which have been is now. See, so this, you know, everything that's happened, you know, history repeats itself, you know, but Jacob's trouble is not something that has happened yet. But, you know, when it comes to the overall history of kingdoms and their rulership and their fall, it's all been repeated. You know, look in the book of Daniel, talks about the statue. We're at the bottom of that statue right now. You know, the revived Roman Empire, you know, which is America, Babylon the Great. Go to school to learn Roman numerals. The Colosseums and stuff is the football stadiums. You know, Mondays, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, these dates were not in the Bible. And when you look them up, they're Roman gods. You see? So we're in the revived Roman Empire. That's what it looked like. Just like Rome, what they had. They had the penny, the quarter, you know. They had this with Caesar's face on it, you know. And that's how it is today. It's just a repeat. So that which has been is now, and that which is to be have already been. See? We're not living nowhere new. And the Most High, which is Yahawah, requireth that which is past. So what is past has been required. And that's how we know that this destruction must come. This is what he requires, the destruction of the wicked. Matthew chapter 24, verse 34. And it reads, and this is Yahawashi speaking, verily I say unto you, this generation shall not pass to all. A whole lot of things have to be fulfilled, and saying this generation shall not pass, saying that this generation that we're in, all this is going to happen before we pass away. Like this is going to happen before we get old and die, like this time is short now because the things that are happening around us, you got the BRICS nation forming together. You got nations threatening America, Babylon the Great. They're making movies like the Civil War. We're at a different time now. It's not how it used to be. All America's enemies have nukes now. And this is what was told would happen in the scriptures, that they would come after this place, which they've been wanting to get out of America. They have. So verse 35, heaven and earth shall pass away, right? This kingdom is going to be translated, but my word shall not pass away. So all these words basically mean immortality. And the Lord's going to put that in Israel, starting with the elect. They're going to get this immortality, but the heathen nations, the other 17 nations, they're not going to get immortality. It's not meant for them. It's meant for Israel, So we're going to keep going. Verse 36, just like it says in Amos 3, verse 3 and 2, he said that, out of all the families of the earth, I've only known you. So I will punish you for your iniquities, your sin upon sin. So Israel's the only one, going through a vast punishment for their mistakes. That's why we had to go through slavery. That's why we went through all these captivities, So verse 36, but of that day and hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. And that shows you a difference between Yahawah and Yahawashi. Yahawashi is like on the right hand side of the Father. That's why he doesn't know when it's going to happen. He's just going to execute judgment whenever the Father allows him to do so. That's how we know there's a separation. They're on one accord. But they're two different entities. That's his only begotten son. You can't be the son and the Father at the same time. You can only be the son of the Father, just like us. So this is Matthew chapter 25, verse 33. And it goes through, and it's always the seed line. Your seed line, you can't have like a mixed seed. Like let's say you had a father and he was a so-called Negro, and then he slept with a so-called white woman. The baby came out looking white. That baby's still an Israelite. Okay, just like when you see on the show Maury, and they be like, "You are the father." Why don't they ever say that you are the mother? Why don't they ever say that? Because the mother doesn't have the seed. Seed means like semen, sperm. The man has that. Women, y'all just make a photocopy of us. It's our baby. But America, Babylon the Great's got it all flipped, where like the woman gets to take all the man's money, take the children, take half the damn bread. Like that's not how it was back in the ancient time. We took the kids, we took all the shit, and the woman was just out there. Okay. That's how it was. But since this place is, feminized, it's jacked up. But the Lord is making a separation in the earth right now. Matthew, through this word, Matthew chapter 25, verse 33, Yahawashi speaking. And it reads, and he shall set the sheep on his right hand, right? Talking about Yahawashi. He's on the right hand side of the Lord. And those sheep are what? The elect of Israel. But the goats on the left, what's the goats? 2/3 of our people, right? 66.6% of our people who are going to take what? The mark of the beast, which is 666. They're going to take that thing because they believe in the left-hand side of the Lord, the wicked hand side of the Lord more than the righteous, you know? So they're going to take that thing. And that's what the Lord's talking about. He's separating the sheep and the goats, you know? And when you look in Zechariah chapter 13, verse 8, it says, and throughout all the land, and it's mainly talking about America, Babylon the Great, because this is where mass destruction is going to come. It says 2/3 shall be cut off, but 1/3 shall be left therein and shall be tried. That's what he's doing right now. We're being tried, you know, but our trial really hasn't commenced. Jacob's trouble is that main trial that we haven't commenced yet, and he's preparing us to be ready for it. That's why we're staying in the prophecies. So this is to show that this translation is happening. It says the shrunken arsenal, the alarming decline of U.S. munitions, okay, like weapons. So as fighting rages in the Middle East and Europe and China looms, America, Babylon the Great's dwindling arsenal of high-end munitions emerges as an alarming crisis. So we're coming into World War III, and America, Babylon the Great is out of ammo. Okay, they're running out of ammo. The United States, America, Babylon the Great, once a fortress of military might, now faces the prospect of munitions deficit in an era brimming with uncertainty. See, this is the first time they ever go to war. Like, oh, we're not sure if we're gonna make it this time. And that's the Lord doing what? Because of all the unrighteousness and wickedness, he's translating that power over to the elect. That's what he's going to do. He's going to translate all that. He's taking away all they, you know, their power. So this desperate situation demands the development of a national critical munitions stockpile. European weapons makers are overwhelmed and struggling to meet Ukraine's consumption of more than 6,000 military rounds each day during peak counteroffensive fighting, you know, but we know that there was other articles showing that Ukraine is losing. So we know by all their efforts, the Lord has got some spirit, that old Soviet Union spirit on the Russians, and they're not going to lose, man. They're going to win. That's what the Bible is saying. So while that's going on, okay, just like you said, how I said they're using all them weapons and stuff, and they're using all that munition every day, right? Well, Pentagon announces final Ukraine aid package without Congress help. So this is the last one they got. This their last little bag they gonna throw at them without the help from the elites, the ones above, you know, the Amalek, okay, which is the ones, the Rothschilds and all them who say they the Jews, right? The ones that over there, because they said Israel was a homeborn slave, you know. How is he spoiled? They can't be Israel. Israel doesn't have a military. We're scattered across the four corners of the earth. You know, as it reads in the book of Deuteronomy 28, it talks about all the curses. You know, verse 1 through 15 talks about the blessings. And if we went off and didn't do what we were supposed to do, 16 down is all the way curses, man. Like over damn near 60 verses are showing curses that came upon us. We don't have a military. True Israel does not have a military. Okay. So it says the Pentagon announced Wednesday that it will provide Ukraine with $250 million worth of weaponry that will be the last batch of military aid for the war-torn country unless Congress acts in the new year. So who knows? We'll see if they do or not, you know. And seeing that the reason why they might hesitate is because why? Because we know Taiwan is facing China. You see? And Russia and China are together. You know, in the Bible, Russia is Gog and Magog, or the Medes. And then you have who's over there fucking with Israel right now? Iran. And who's Iran in the Bible? The Persians. And guess who's with Russia and China? Them, the Persians. And guess who took down Babylon last time? The Medo-Persian Empire, man. And this time they got friends. They got a whole bunch of people with them. Turkey's going to go with them too. And a whole bunch of other people. As it reads in Ezekiel chapter 38. But we're not going to get too far into that. But we're showing that they're running out of ammo over here, and they don't even have enough to help them. You know? So we're seeing that, and while that's going on, sections, you know, of their tasks that they want to do. So we're going to pull this up. You know, give me a sec. My computer's going slow. You know, my computer been freezing the last week for some reason. But whatever. I know y'all can still hear me, Lord willing. So it says, because somebody on the comment board would have been said something, but Yahawah, Barak, Atham, all you believers out there, you know, as always. So major retailer Green calls for mass government layoffs. So not let alone they having an ammo deficit problem. They are trying to cut out a lot of the government because, they want to issue in this dogma. So they want a new world order. That's why they're doing it. So we'll just read a little bit, but it says reacting to the post X, formerly Twitter, which said the Argentinian government under Milei was laying off 5,000 government employees. Green said on Tuesday, this is the way and we should do the same. Release them to the private sector. There are plenty of jobs. So they're trying to reshape the government, okay? Because there's going to be a translation these other people into these positions to try to basically, like Trump always say, make America great again. But America's never been a great place for Jake. So we don't agree with them with that type of talk, them slogans. We don't agree with that. We want America, Babylon the Great, to be judged by Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. This is Revelation, chapter 18, verse 2. And it reads, and let's start at 1. And it reads, and after these things, I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. Right? Verse 2, and he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils. See, that's how it's talking about people. It's not talking about just some spiritual body of people. Like, it's talking about people, because devil just means deceiver or whoever is siding with them, and they use things like iconoclasm, changed all the faces of the prophets, tried to say they was the people of the Lord, and the hold of every foul spirit and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. And when you look up in Jeremiah chapter 12, verse 9, the Lord said that his heritage is a speckled bird, and all the birds came around about to devour, the Israelites. That's what it was talking about, So it's not talking about actual birds. It's talking about people, And the speckled birds is what? You so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, Haitians, and then the foreign Israelites who come from that seed line of people, okay? From the man, Isaiah. You can also find that in Numbers 1:18, but we're not going to look up that. Isaiah chapter 14. Oh, man. What just happened? Okay. Let me just put this back over here. Isaiah 14, and we're going to go to verse 4. And it says, start at 3. It says, and it shall come to pass in the day that the Lord shall give thee rest from thy sorrow and from thy fear and from the hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve. Jake's in bondage here. We got to work every day for the so-called white man, damn near. We don't get too much time off. We don't get accounted for our labors. We don't make a lot of money, We barely getting by out here, because this place is meant to make Jake fail. Verse 4, that thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon, right? Which is talking about the so-called white man, because he's the one who won't let us go this time. And the last time it was the Egyptians were the so-called Africans, the Haitians, okay, and they wouldn't let us go this time, that last time. And we know Esau Edom is not going to let us go this time. Why? Because he hardened his heart, just like old Pharaoh. It's the same story, just like he said in Ecclesiastes 3:15. What's happening then is happening now. It's the same story, but it's going to be destroyed by fire this time. So in Babylon, old Babylon was destroyed by fire too, but it's going to be a way mass scale this time. The Babylon was only like 5 cities at that time. This time is 50. 50 states, if I would say. It's magnified. And it says, thou shalt take up a proverb against the king of Babylon. A proverb is like a riddle, a dark saying. Only certain people have been initiated to be able to read this and understand what it's saying. So you got to make sure you have the right teachers, because if you don't, then the Lord's going to he's going to put the curses on you. This Bible is a weapon, and you are your worst enemy. You read that thing wrong, you're going to be the reason why you get yourself put to death. So that's why you need teachers. I got elders. And say, right, take up the proverb against king of Babylon and say, how hath the oppressor ceased? The golden city ceased. That's talking about America, Babylon the Great. There's no other nation that has had power like America. That's who it's talking about. Verse 5, the Lord have broken the staff for the wicked, right? That power. How we see, how do we know? They run out of ammo. I think in the last 80 years, it's been like the smallest military. They've had like the least amount of recruits. They haven't met none of their deadlines, and they run out of aid packages for other people that they helping around the earth that are relying on them to help them fight these battles. Okay. And the scepter of the rulers. That's what the Lord's doing. That's what we're seeing in these articles. He's breaking that staff, that power. Verse 6, he who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, he that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted and none hindereth. Right? That's what he did. He just kept jacking us up. But the time is coming where what? That translation into the righteous kingdom is going to come. And then what's going to happen? Verse 7, the whole earth is at rest and is quiet, and they break forth into singing. So even the land is going to rejoice whenever these wicked people are taken out of rulership. This is Revelation chapter 19, verse 7. And it reads, let us be glad and rejoice and give honor to him, for the marriage of the Lamb is come. The Lamb is talking about Yahawashi, right? And his wife have made herself ready. Who's the wife? The nation of Israel. That's his woman, And just like we always say, what you don't mess with, what you ever don't mess with a man, his time, his money, or his woman, because it's all the same damn thing, And his money is the scriptures. And who did he give his scriptures to hold and, occupy until he come back? His woman, the nation of Israel. But it starts with the men. The men, this is a spiritual battle, and women, you're more delicate. It says that you're the weaker vessel. You're not supposed to be on the battlefield. You're supposed to be helping us while we're out there, just like in the old days of old. They didn't have women out there fighting in the battlefield, and you're gonna really be glad when we get back to that, because right now, a lot of women are like, yeah, we free, we got all these perks, and we can do whatever we want. But then that means you're gonna have to fight for your freedom. Then World War III happens, they're gonna tell you to strap up and go out there too. And you gonna be like, oh, what are you talking about? I'm a woman. Well, shit. You the one said you the motherfucking boss. You don't need no man, right? You see? And that's all, you women out there think you don't need no man. Hey, especially a man of the Lord. Hey, you better quit playing. So, right? So his wife made herself ready, doing what? This. Staying occupied in prophecies, which is in Ecclesiasticus chapter 39, verse 1. Staying occupied in prophecy, taking heed to ourselves, edifying the flock, on a regular basis, every day. Verse 8, and to her was granted that She should be arrayed in fine linen, clean and white, right? That's how we're getting clean and white through this truth, learning the ways of the Lord. For the fine linen is the righteousness of saints. You see, this is how we obtain righteousness by taking heed to the commandments that he's told us to do. Verse 9, and he saith unto me, right, blessed are they, right, which are called unto the marriage supper of the Lamb. See, so not everybody's called unto the marriage. And it even says many are called and few are chosen. So it's not let alone just being called. You have to be chosen in the end of the day. So it even says that it's not even off nothing that we can do. It literally you had to been chosen since the dawn of time, but we know what the elect is putting on that image. So we hope to be the ones who endure to the end, because there's many people who came into this truth and fell out. And he saith unto me, these are the true sayings of the Most High, Yahawah. Verse 10, and this is John the Revelator, right? And he said, and I fell at his feet to worship him. And he said unto me, see thou do it not, because it was just a regular angel. It was just an angel. I am thy fellow servant and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahawashi. See, the brethren, there's a brotherhood who has this testimony. It's a group of brothers who have this testimony, and that's Great Millstone. And it says what? Worship the Most High, Yahawah. And basically, Great Millstone was first One West. They came out of One West, and then, they're now Great Millstone. That's the roots that we had of understanding this truth. For the testimony of Yahawashi is what? The spirit of prophecy. You don't just read the Bible and be like, oh, well, be nice to your neighbor. No, it's a prophecy. It's a translation from one people to another. This is a transition of power. Okay, from the so-called white man to the so-called Negro. That's what the book Bible is about. It's about a translation of power. And that's why I said it's sharper than any two-edged sword. But you go to the churches, they just say that, and they tell your ass to just go back to work and go be a slave, and don't give you no prophecy. They don't tell you America, Babylon, the Great's finna get destroyed. They don't tell you none of that. They don't tell you none of that. So we're going to get over here. It says North Korea ramps up preparation for war with U.S. So not let alone they dealing with China, they dealing with Russia, they dealing with, Iran. They finna be start dealing with Saudi Arabia, because Saudi Arabia already done pulled up out of here. Okay. It said the Arabians shall not pinch tit here anymore. They're not over here either. You see? So people is like leaving this place. They're like, let's go back here. We can make more money over there. All our shit's over here, inflation, everything's fucking up. Like, let's just go over there and make the bag. They're leaving here, So this place is, running out of bread. So like it says, ramps up preparations for war with U.S. But it's not just them. It's a whole bunch of people. Now, this is the book of Obadiah, chapter 1. And we're going to just read verse 1. And this whole chapter is about Esau, Edom being humbled, being brought out of power. Okay. And it reads, the vision of Obadiah, thus saith the Lord, Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, concerning Edom, right? Esau, Edom, right? The so-called white man. How do we know he's a so-called white man? Because he came out red in Genesis 25:25. You ever heard of a redneck? That's Esau. They like they steak, what? Blood red. That's where you get steak tartare from. He sold his birthright for a morsel of meat, some raw meat. This is all in the scriptures in Genesis. That's how we know who Edom is. The Romans, basically. They later become the Roman Empire, or the Idumeans is what they're really called. So concerning Edom, actually Esau and then Edom, when you look up Edom, it means red, and that's his people. So we've heard a rumor from the Lord, and an ambassador is sit among the heathen, talking about the other nations that's not Israel. Arise ye and let us rise up against her in battle. Who's her? America, Babylon the Great. That's the battle. That's who they're rising up against. You seeing all these nations coming after this place, because this place is the great whore in Revelation chapter 17. That's who it's talking about. The one that ruleth over the nations, you know? So yeah, I ain't doing no live chats right now, man. I'm just doing this lesson. So we're gonna get over here, you know, rise up against her in battle. Then we're gonna go to Jeremiah chapter 51. You know, I like doing my lessons without, you know, no interruptions and stuff, you know. Stay on topic. So this is Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 1. Thus saith the Lord, Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, behold, I will raise up against Babylon and against them that dwell in the midst of them that rise up against me. See, a destroying wind. Yep, come on. Verse 2. You know, and I will send unto Babylon fanners that shall fan her. Okay, these nations coming with these missiles. That's what it's talking about. And shall empty her land. See? Destruction, great destruction. For the day of trouble, they shall be against her round about. And that's what we're seeing all throughout the articles. All of them are prepping to come against America, Babylon the Great. All these different nations, you know. You don't even got to read too much. The prophecy is right in your face now, you know. And then they got this new movie called Civil War coming out in March, okay, right around the Passover, you know. So we, you know, because you think about it, these Christians, right? These Christians, they say they love the Lord and they're all about the Bible. Well, why don't they celebrate none of the you know, Hebrew customs? Why don't they do the new moons as the Sabbath day? Because in Isaiah 66:23, it says the new moons are the Sabbaths, and moon means month. That's how we went off the times to the moon. You know, the Lord set those as up for signs and times, as it says in Genesis. Why don't they do none of that? Why don't they celebrate Hanukkah? They don't do none of that. Why? Because they're not the true people of the Lord. It's fake. So it says Tesla engineer attacked by robot at company's Giga Texas factory, report says. So, and I was talking about this the other day. The Lord's going to start using these robots to attack people, man. And this robot, it left this guy immobilized, which means he couldn't move. Okay, he had trouble moving. It said it left a wound open on his left hand or whatnot. You know, so it made it to where he really couldn't do his job, man. You know, and this is just the beginning of this kind of stuff. Well, behind those hackers hacked into the Tesla cars. They're going to be hacking into the computers too. You know, so I'm saying, like, this stuff is not nothing to play with. You know, it's finna get bad. And now, when you look in Revelation, you know, this is what it's talking about. A lot of people, man, they're gonna, you know, the Lord's gonna use a lot of Esau, Edom's, because, you know, weaponry to torture Jake, because that's what they really want to do. You know, they're gonna come down on Jake with great wrath. You know, as it says in Revelation 12:12, they're gonna send a whole bunch of AI robots and everything out here, man. And them things is not gonna be programmed to just kill you right off the bat. The Lord mess around, use one of them things, torture your ass for a certain amount of time. And that's what we're going to show right now. This is Revelation chapter 9, verse 1. Okay, and this is just before the missiles come and burn this place. You know, the people who ever take the mark of the beast, the charagma. That's how you say it, you know, in the Greek. Verse 1, right? Revelation 9, and the fifth angel sounded, and I saw a star fall from heaven unto the earth, and to him was given the key of the bottomless pit. And he opened the bottomless pit, and there arose a smoke out of the pit, as the smoke of a great furnace. And the sun and the air were darkened by the reason of the smoke of the pit. Right? Verse 3, and there came out the smoke, came out of the smoke locusts upon the earth, and unto them was given power, as the scorpions of the earth had power. Right? It's talking about this great, you know, army, okay, of different AI robots and all other types of shit, okay? But since John the Revelator at that time didn't know, they didn't know what an AI robot was. There wasn't none in that time. So they would call them locusts. They try to describe the vision, to the best of their abilities, the way the Lord told them to describe it. So the next time they came back here, they could read it and be like, oh, this is what he was talking about. Because the prophets are back today. That's what's the point? Why would the Bible be, why would it be significant if the prophets weren't here today? Just like you got, Jackie Chan, and Chris Tucker in Rush Hour 1, who's going to be in 2 and 3? The same people, just like the prophets, they're going to be delivered too. That's why I said in 2nd Esdras, Ezra said, woe is me, who shall deliver me in those days? When he got prophecies of this place getting destroyed too, which means what? He's here. That's the only thing that could mean. How you going to be delivered if he ain't here? Shalom, big bro. Yahawashi, Barak, the water for tuning in. So, as I was going, verse 4, and it was commanded to them that they should not hurt the grass of the earth, neither any green thing, neither any tree, but who? Only those men which have not the seal of Yahawah in their foreheads. And guess what that seal is? Ezekiel chapter 9, verse 4 talks about the men that cry and sigh about the abominations done in the midst thereof. That's what you're seeing right now. We're sighing and crying about everything that's going out to the Lord. But it's a manly sigh and cry. It ain't like a sigh and cry like we're on the ground crying and shit. Like we're doing like, Lord, get us the fuck out of here.com. Like that's what you're looking at. Okay. That's what we do every day. So he said, jack everything else up but them. So you mess around, you be in Jacob's trouble. You happen to be one of those elect men, you Aquat out there, or one of us. If we one of them elect men, we're gonna see all types of people getting tortured and all types of stuff. Ain't gonna nothing touch us, Lord willing, because we're doing this work for the Lord. Verse 5, and to them it was given that they should not kill them. See, they're not gonna even try to kill you, they're gonna torture you. But that they should be tormented for 5 months, and 5 months could be any amount of time. It don't mean necessarily 5 months. It can mean a couple weeks. It can mean a year. We don't know. Right? And their torment was the torment of a scorpion when he striketh the man. Wait. Verse 6, and in those days shall men seek death and shall not find it. See, you're going to be wishing your ass to die. That's how scary this is coming. You think you don't need a man of the Lord? All right, bye. And shall desire to die, and death shall flee from them. It said death shall flee from those men. Like they're going to be trying to die. Just like you see the Grand Reaper, you say, take me. He goes, nope. He turn around, run the other way. He's running from your ass. Like, in a figurative way. Verse 7, and the shapes of the locusts were like unto horses, right? And horses are always talking about military power, some type of power, prepared unto battle. What they doing? They making a whole bunch of AI robots. They got AI factory robots all over motherfucking place. Okay, the first one's going to be in Salem, I think. And it's going to make they say they're going to make like 20,000 robots or something a year. Don't quote me on that, but it's something like that. So prepare unto battle, and on their heads were the crowns like gold, and their faces were like the faces of men. That's what AI robot looks like. It looks like a man, but it's a fucking robot. You see what I'm saying? That's what it's talking about. Just talking about them damn robots coming to torture motherfuckers. Okay, and we know that Esau Edom, the Lord's going to use Esau Edom to punish 2/3. How you think you're going to do that? You had them damn AI robots, all that other shit in there. Drone dogs. They already got them bitches released out in New York and all types of places right now. Right? Verse 8, and they had hair as the hair of a woman, and their teeth were as the teeth of lions. Like they're just, they're very dangerous. That's basically what it's saying. That's what he's saying. Like, them motherfuckers is dangerous and they're not playing. So I got one more article, couple precepts, we gone. So argument over Christmas gifts turned deadly as 14-year-old kills his older sister, deputies say. And this is why, we tell Jake, just because somebody's in your immediate family doesn't mean you can trust them. Okay, because if they don't believe in Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, that kind of stuff is going to be going down. The people in your own household is going to be your enemies. Yeah, really some of your worst. Some of your main enemies is going to be in your own household, man. That's why we are like all the hopeful elect is what we call ourselves, the hopeful elect, who hope to be of the elect. We're all coming together, and we're separating from our families. You know, we're all coming, who all believes in Yahawashi outside, wherever captivity we're in, and we're coming together. And we're telling everybody else, stay back. Don't come around us unless you're trying to serve Yahawashi. You know, that's what we're here for. Matthew chapter 10, verse 36, Yahawashi speaking, and a man's foes shall be they of his own household. Simple as that. You know, and we're here to warn you, because even if you don't believe in Yahawashi, you're still going to face that too. You're going to have family members, and they're going to start turning on you. You're going to have people you stay that say they love you, they're going to turn on you, you know? So this is one more precept I got, and then we go. 2nd Esdras, chapter 15, verse 18, and it reads, for because their pride, the city shall be troubled. And that's the biggest thing that keep people out of the truth is pride. Like, you don't got to answer to nobody, you know? That's why we don't think like that. The houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid, right? Because they're going to be trying to run down the street. You see somebody getting poked, tortured in various ways by one of them damn robots or something, or Esau eating somebody's ass or something like that. That's the kind of shit that's going to be going on out here. Like, they're going to show you their demons real soon. Just wait. Verse 19, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, right? None, but shall destroy their houses with the sword. Talking about the straps, you know, the blickies, and spoil their goods because the lack of bread and for great tribulation, man. That's what we see coming. And that's why we're doing what? It says a wise man foresees the evil, and, you know, he hides himself from it. And this is how we're doing it. We're serving the Lord, and we're praying that he keeps us safe in that day. You know, he sends down Michael the archangel to protect us, you know, in that time. So that's a lesson I got. As you can see over here, my screen froze. It's been doing that, but, you know, whatever. So shalom to elect Israel, to the hopeful elect Israel, you Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians, and the foreign Israelites that look like the other nations scattered across the four corners of the earth. Want to give all praise to Barak, Yahawah, Barak, Yahawashi, Barak, Yahawah, Barak, Yahawashi. Got to give all praise to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash. Want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of great millstone. Let me to this truth, and been ordained by the Lord to teach the flock how to live, repent, pray, fast, and so forth. The Lord's righteousness and mercy, judgment, forgiveness, and wrath to all those who are part of the elect and to the hopeful elect. Lord, wouldn't be part of that number. Lord, wouldn't this be edifying to those who fear the name of the Lord and the striving and so forth. The Lord's righteousness every day to the best of their abilities. His judgment always comes to light. Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 5. It is not slack. 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 9 is unto a ring. 2nd Esdras chapter 5, verse 42. Why above the water for tuning in. All you sincere believers out there, Yahawashi, Barak, Atham. Lord willing, we'll be able to exalt the name of Yahawashi yet another day. Kwam Yasharala, peace and blessings to the elect. Shalom.